Cosma the Chairlizard first appears in the episode Stop Attacking the Plaza. She is an intimidating businesswoman with form-shifting powers as well as telekinesis. While there are two other board members present when Boxman or Professor Venomous interact with them, Cosma is the only one with an active speaking role. Whatever the other shareholders may be like, Cosma is the default avatar for their opinions and business decisions. When she talks to Boxman, she comes across as somewhere between no-nonsense and frustrated. Asking Boxman why he's so fixated on destroying the plaza is a legitimate question. It also shows how small peanuts Boxman's attacks are. Cosma doesn't register the Bodega Heroes or the Hero Supply Store as genuine threats. She places strong emphasis on the fact that these are kids, too. If Cosma fights heroes, she's probably fighting grown adults, or fielding requests on dealing with point, if she's close to hero versus villain spats at all. She more likely spends her time, efforts, and work hours sorting through the bureaucratic tasks PV bemoans. Cosma's question about the plaza is fun for both a meta perspective and an in-universe one. As meta, it shows that Boxman is both a vehicle for classic jobber villain tropes and a subversion on them. In-universe, Cosma is a complement to what concerns or grievances Professor Venomous brought up as Boxman's business partner in We're Captured. Where Venomous loves petty villainy, Cosma is strictly interested in the serious, big-time, money-making side of villainy. The board bankrolls ventures that provide villain resources. Boxmore is supposed to produce robot minions on a timely, reliable schedule and scale. Boxman's plaza attacks are so time-consuming and resource-exhaustive, they're an active threat to profits and business. It's definitely serious that Cosma arranged a direct meeting with Boxman rather than a video call. She probably coordinates most often with Ernesto too, since he's the all-purpose business bot. When Cosma interacts with Boxman, she treats him like an unruly child as she spells out the ultimatum, make more robots or lose funding. Stuffing muffins into his mouth and glaring or growling aren't enough to diffuse how flippant Boxman is taking his business performance meeting. She likens them to boss and employee because that dynamic reminds Boxman of the hierarchy between them and what role or power she has over him. Probably because she wants Boxmore, she challenges Boxman to a bet. Avoid attacking the plaza for 24 hours or lose funding. In general, Boxman skates by because, apparently, his robots are such high quality and in enough demand that Cosma sees corralling Boxman as just barely worthwhile. Boxman really underestimated just how much Mr. Logic contributed to building Boxmore's business connections and network pre-Ernesto. Boxman is charismatic, but his charm would only go so far with someone as hard-nosed as Cosma. It's a golden opportunity when Daryl rats Boxman out on further plaza attacks. Not only does the board keep Boxmore and Boxman's production line sans Boxman bullshit, but they can finally install a far more competent manager. Cosma's next appearance is as a guest at Billiam Milliam's yacht party in Villain's Night Out. She enters the party with a confident strut and doesn't really acknowledge Billiam. Otherwise, she's casually chatting with her colleague, Vormulax. When Boxman approaches Cosma, she's wary. She doesn't want anything to do with Boxman outside of business, especially at a low-key social gathering. She's here to unwind and fraternize with colleagues and friends, maybe make a few business connections. Both she and Vormulax give Boxman heated glares, silently hoping he takes the hint to leave. Oblivious, he shows them an unflattering Looney Tunes reel of Boxmore antics and flaunts it as something to be impressed by. Both Cosma and Vormulax just walk away from him, making it obvious that they're both unimpressed by and annoyed with him. Neither one said or started anything because they don't want to make a scene at Billiam's party. It's the same unspoken animosity everyone else at the party holds towards Boxman, but they assume Billiam will handle it, or that Venomous can and should rein in his date. When Billiam sets up the Show Off Your Powers event, Cosma reveals her competitive streak. She uses her powers to launch Billiam's missiles at the moon and blows it up with fantastic, theatrical flair. It's a mystery whether Cosma fought for her position as Chairlizard, or simply took it through sheer force. While Cosma is powerful, she's selective about when and how she uses her powers, or why. In the episode Boxman Crashes, Venomous announces that he received a huge sum of blackmail money from the flustered congresswoman. He casually suggests threatening the government official again for more, and Cosma immediately shoots him down. Blowing up the moon was a calculated move, albeit frivolous. She's as horrified as everyone else at Billiam's party when Boxman attacks Point headquarters. So, Cosma is generally careful about who or what she targets, and the potential risks and consequences attached. Leashing Boxman is text. She might have been leashing or restricting PV's wild hairs and suggestions too. In his case, he's more socially aware and business savvy than Boxman, so he takes her advice or warnings the first time. No extra threats or intimidation required. Cosma gets her own full episode in Season 3's when Enid and KO take off into space to visit Rad on Planet X. They find an empty asteroid field and a mind-bogglingly gigantic Cosma. Before now, she's used her telekinetic powers on screen, but this is the first time she shows her size and shape-shifting powers. The added bonus is that she can breathe in space and defy the square cube law. Cosma talks casually and conversationally with Rad and Enid. She's a foodie that seeks out new, fantastic dishes everywhere, including the vast expanse of space. Though her cuisine interests aren't restricted to humanoid-sized food. If she's currently the same Titanic size as Galactus, she will eat planets and appealing space rocks. She hand-waves moral and ethical dilemmas about whether or not these planets have residents or not. Cosma gladly would have left Enid and KO alone. Her initially polite, friendly demeanor is probably why KO and Enid don't immediately attack. They try to reason with her about not eating Planet X and offer something more appealing, and hope she'll eject the planet from her digestive tract. When Cosma refuses to relent, they fight her, but they're no match for her scale. She swats them away easily, growing more irritated and annoyed with each onslaught. It's a case of a gnat versus something like a human. The size is enough to determine the winner. Cosma is defeated by the indigestive quality of a planet-wide, wet, resonating belch. After she forcefully spits out Planet X, she shrinks to the size of an ant before she retreats. Cosma's final appearances are minisodes scattered in "Thank you for watching the show." One of these hints that she takes a solo crack at attacking the plaza. Maybe she wanted revenge for not getting to eat Planet X or participate in the feast. The other appearance starts with Billiam and his blank-faced Adonis-build minions conquering the moon. Cosma promptly eats it. Since Billiam doesn't have another on-screen appearance, did he get digested? It's a similar scenario to Dementia eating a pocket-sized Sunblast in the pilot episode for Villainous, where Sunblast reappears in Instagram posts with Penumbra, reaffirming that he somehow escaped Dementia's digestive tract. The same can't be said for Billiam. And even if Billiam throws social events Cosma enjoys, I don't think she'd be too heartbroken over being the cause of the billionaire's unfortunate demise. I'm joking. I bet Billiam escaped to throw several more parties, but he probably blacklisted Cosma from attending, like he wants to blacklist Boxman. Or he makes absolutely sure she has a buffet table all to herself, so there's no chance he'll be on her menu ever again. Thanks for watching. If you like my stuff, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and add me to your RSS reader. Share this with your friends, family, villain rivals. If you're in a decent spot and can do so, I have a Patreon and a Ko-fi. Patreon members get to see some of my scripts, finished and unfinished, early. I've also opened requests on Ko-fi. I'll write up a short character analysis or any other kind of analysis for $5, and make a 2 to 3 minute video on the topic of your choosing for $20. For $10 extra, it comes with a custom illustrated title card. If you've already donated $5 to $20 or more on Patreon over any duration of your membership, you can request analysis topics through email or Patreon itself. Okay, I really hate to do this or bring this up, but I'm in a really rough spot right now and having trouble finding a job. My wife and I really want to save up to move, So I seriously appreciate it if you've donated or you could spread the word. Hopefully I'll have positive news about our situation soon, as in I'll find a job and I'll stop putting this blurb at the end. I'm hoping I don't have to ask or shill this stuff so much because, man, I'm not... That's the reason why I've been shilling Patreon and otherwise as often as I have. It's because I'm in a rough spot.